Hello, Issa. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much for being in these conversations. It's
Fun.
such a privilege, and yeah, I'm having such a great time doing this with you.
It's an honor. It's very fun.
It's an
I
honor,
enjoy this.
privilege for me also. Yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, so I'm with it's Issa and I again, and we're together, and we are talking about the order of things. Last week, we talked about Wakantanka, or Great Spirit, or Creator, or however you consider your higher power, to have that support, and how that's the very first one. And Issa is a teacher and leader. She's a visionary. She carries really powerful medicine that I have seen many people receive healing from, and so it's such an honor to be here with your medicine and for us to be with your medicine today. So the next thing in the order of things after Wakan is our Great Spirit, or Creator, is the sun. And so the sun is about energy. And I think this is so beautiful to think about. Oh, the sun is next after Creator. Like, I have a poem about it that's from an amazing poet named Mary Oliver, who I just love. And I think this just says it so well. But it says, the sun. Have you ever seen anything in your life more wonderful than the way the sun every evening, relaxed and easy, floats toward the horizon and into the clouds or the hills or the rumpled sea, and is gone, and how it slides again out of the blackness every morning on the other side of the world like a red flower, streaming upward on its heavenly oil, say on a morning in early summer at its perfect imperial distance. And have you ever felt for anything such wild love? Do you think there is anywhere in any language a word billowing enough for the pleasure that fills you as the sun reaches out, as the sun reaches out, as it warms you, as you stand there empty-handed, that fills you as the sun reaches out, as it warms you, as you stand there empty-handed? Or have you too turned from this world? Or have you too gone crazy for power, for things? For power, for things. Mary Oliver, that is her poem, The Sun.
That's I'm teaching my kindergartners where we're doing we're listening, we're learning poems, but we're listening. So we close our eyes and I read poems, because you got to use your imagination through it. Yeah, so I almost closed my eyes.
Oh, I love it.
Doing it. I was like, I should close my eyes. But just from the poem, you could feel the sun radiating,
Mm.
the energy and the heat, and yeah.
Mm. There's this in the Maya tradition, we believe that the gods eat poetry. So we always have to be writing poetry so to keep the gods happy.
Yeah.
And the sun is seen as like recording everything every day. And that's what I learned from the Mayan traditions, is that the sun, you can tell when the sun is writing because he'll wear certain colors of shirt. So you'll see like a rainbow around the sun, or you'll see like different colors that he's wearing. And that means, oh, he's taking notes
Oh,
on what you're doing, right?
oh yeah.
Like, and I just think that's so powerful to think of how the sun is interacting with us.
Right.
And how we wouldn't be alive without it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm wondering about different ways that you engage with the sun, and I'm really curious about your relationship with the sun and how you interact in
Yeah.
that relationship. How do you create intimacy with the sun and did it deepen that and
Uh,
strengthen that connection?
yeah. So when you mentioned the sun, I was, it always brings me back to like when I take walks. It's either with my kids or, the school kids or by myself because I need my alone time. Um, I will randomly just stop, close my eyes and like, put my palms out and I'll just like soak up the sun. And I like, even though my eyes are closed, I could still feel the heat and
Mhm.
feel the radiant and energy from the sun. And I just soak it in, suck it all in. And I will do that a few times with, connecting with the sun that way. I don't know if this is true or if this is a thing, but I always, when I'm doing that, it's like I'm shining all my chakras as they go, to like buff
Yeah.
them up and get them moving again and charged just from the energy that is being pulled
Mhm.
within myself. So I always visualize those kind of things to get me back into a balance or close to a balance. I pray with the sun. Um, I always greet the sun. Like if I could see through my window when it's shining in, I'll know what kind of day it's gonna look like out there. Um, so I have a connection with the sun. I feel I get a lot of power, a lot of clarity through that. Uh, and of course, good energy. And fun fact, my
Okay.
favorite color is yellow just because of the
Mm.
brightness that it brings. And so I always try to relate colors with things
Mm.
to align things for me and to, just be aware of, okay, the sun, it's yellow, it's bright, and then it kind of guides me how I need to be, or even like reminds me,
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
kind or whatever it is. So
You know, as you're talking, Issa, I was thinking about one of the things that my stepdad had me do when I was a child was he said, oh, I think I was like 14 when he said, maybe 15, maybe 15. But he said, go outside and listen to the sun and do it before dawn.
yeah.
And he said, the sun has a special gift for you if you greet it. And so every day, he started me very early, just going out and then I would receive, and I still do this every day, where I go outside and I receive a message from the sun for the day. But sunrise always has a special gift. If I can get up before daybreak or, then I find there's usually, it just feels extra special.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because the sun and I have alone time. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's something I find really regenerating.
Yeah.
And so I would wonder, in your experience, what have been your regenerating experiences? And oh my gosh, I'm just like, I'm having all these like, okay, I better take a drink. I don't know if it's like a hiccup or what it is, but it's really fun. Just like, one of the teachings of the sun for me has been about regenerating people, places, and things, and things that really support my creative life and where I don't hold back,
Yeah.
like the sun never holds back. The sun is just like giving. I mean, it's it's so generous, right?
Right.
It has so many tons of energy every second it's giving to us.
Yeah.
So I would just wonder about bringing regenerative relationships, regenerative experiences into the conversation.
Yeah. So I know that, I get my energy throughout the year, just as you do, through our summertime
Yeah.
and what we do and what we pray for. I really feel like that rejuvenates for your whole year, taking that all in. I feel like we suffer with the sun, and that's a huge connection that always holds close to my heart when it's that time. And you are right, like the sun shows up every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Even through clouds, it's gonna make it seen some way, somehow, it's gonna peek through. But it always shows in a beautiful way. Even whenever, rise, sunrise, sunset, it's always beautiful with the colors. And
I'm just like, but I just want you, can you see like there's a sun shining on you while you're talking right now? It's like the rays of the sun are coming in. Yeah, go on, but I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so excited that the sun came into your room.
yeah.
Wow.
And it's perfect because the sun is on that side, so it's probably from the mirror to
That's so great.
it's like, oh, you're talking about me, let me make me shown.
Let me make an appearance. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an appearance. The sun is like, oh yeah. So go on, sweetheart. I just was like so excited.
Now I lost my train of thought.
Oh, oh my God. So we're talking about just the regenerative aspects of working with the sun, and how we have a summer event where we really gather energy, and then the giving back of that. And so
I also have these crystals that are in my classroom, and I have them hanging from the window so it can reflect off and make rainbows all over. And the kids are always like grabbing, are making sure it touches them, or I'll be in the middle of teaching and one of them will go on my face or something, and they're just excited. I always tell them that it's giving us energy.
Yeah.
And so the kids are really like into it. And they think it's so cool to have that. But I really feel like it does. It gives me a little boost of energy. And that's from the sun reflecting into the classroom and making those small rainbows, just like today, for example, I was having like a moment, and the kids were reading, and I was taking time for myself. And one of my children wanted me to read with him. So I, got down with him and I was listening. And here I seen all those small rainbows, and he had one like right here. And I was like, oh, that got me out of my mood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, thank you for, bringing me light, bringing me rainbow colors. And of course my little guy's just like, what? But I was like, you guys, look, it's on his forehead. And he was just like, like, oh, eating it up.
So great. Yeah, so great. I love them.
So that's another way, like the sun and I connect, and it helps me rejuvenate myself and get me going again. I'm sure I do more, but
You were talking earlier too about before we began, just about how you'll like go outside and almost like gather it in your hand.
yeah.
What is that? What is that process like for you? What are you?
I literally can feel like the warmth going in. Like I start from here and then I go down. And then after I just, absorb all the radiating heat and the warmth.
Radiance. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. After
Radiant.
I do that, then that's when I start visualizing like all my chakras where they're at and taking the energy and just like it's kind of like I see mine as marbles, like bowling balls are,
That's
and
great.
then I just visualize it and I just take the energy from the sun, the warmth, and I just buffer them up, move them going, get them going, and then I go all the way down.
Mhm. Yeah, there's like the power center of like vision and seeing, and then a voice,
Yeah.
and then the heart of love, and then power, and then survival and connection and passion. And yeah. So I was thinking about, I was one of my very dear, probably one of my very dearest friends, Araceli Dominguez. We've been leading trips in Mexico for a long time, and going to see many healers and teachers, but also offering our gifts and talents. So we were there to learn, and we're there to offer what we can, and over the years we've visited so many amazing places. And there was a sun temple. We spent a lot of time at Chichen Itza with another friend, Adalberto Rivera, who's written some amazing books about the pyramids there. And people would call him the stone. He's like, oh, he's one of the stones on the on the pyramids, because he was, always there. And on the pyramid, I believe it's just right around this time. It's like, yeah, is it March 21st? I think so. It's March 21st. The snake goes up the pyramid, and he discovered that snake that goes up the pyramid on March 21st each year. And I remember we were there, and we've done the ceremony a couple of times, but the word for sun, to call the sun, is Ka'in. So what we did is we were able to stand on the pyramid and to say to the sun, we were like, sun, take us into your memory. Please remember me, remember us. And we want to honor you. And I think one of the things that I think about is like the collaboration between the sun and the earth, and how much they need each other. Like they're companions.
Yeah.
They're beloved to one another. They're partners.
Mm-hmm.
And so, or at least that's how I like to think about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they're beloved. They're lovers. They're partners. They're companions. So. But people have been paying so much attention kind of to the atmosphere here with the earth, and haven't really been paying attention to the solar sun, and so we just asked there's a ceremony where you can ask for the sun to remember you, and then you say the word, you fill exactly what you were doing. You fill your hands with the sun, and then you say the word keen into your hands. And you say it a number of different times, and it vibrates. It's so fun. Like, and, and you do it 7 times, and you do it for several different reasons. You do it for the human being, you do it for the soul, you do it for the cosmic, the return of the cosmic human being. And so you do this 7 times, and then it's so beautiful. And then you place your hands on your heart, and you can like feel the vibration of the sun. It's like you've called it into your body, you know? And then we offer that energy to the earth, and we bow and we offer that energy to the earth. And it's something I like to do in the beginning of the year, like during the spring or the summer. It's something that I like to do to call the sun in. But I think that what you were saying about like the crystals and, you know, the experience that we have over the summer, you know, what are the ways? I'm wondering, like, how can we start to have experiences, because we need experiences that are regenerating and revitalizing right now. Like, we really need to have collaborations that are meaningful. So I'm just wondering, like, what do you think we could do to begin to maybe mirror the sun and the earth a little more right now, or to collaborate together, or to be good companions? I don't know. I don't really know what I'm asking. I'm just kind of open.
Yeah. You know, maybe it's even well, I don't know, like, you know, to rejuvenate yourself and to mirror, you gotta have your support team.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But then you also have to like support yourself. So then it's like, how can you mirror that even within yourself to rejuvenate yourself?
Mm-hmm.
I keep thinking of journal, like that's just keeps coming up, journal. So I don't know, maybe that's something that can be a part of your partner for yourself, and to share your thoughts and your feelings and to rejuvenate yourself. You know, because you always got to start within yourself as yourself. So, you know, like you as individuals, the sun, and your journals, the earth, or you as the sun, and maybe meditation, it can be the partner with yourself. See what else. I always do gratefulness in the morning.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
That could be a partner just for yourself.
Yeah.
And even this, you know, our communication, and for, you know, providing the medicine for others. That's a partnership, collaborating.
Yeah, it's true.
You really got to have like good support that's going to help guide, steer you back into a direction that you need. And I even think, like, you know, of course, your prayer, you need that. You have to have that partnership with your prayer.
That's so beautiful. It's your partnership with your prayer. I love how, just like the partnering with the journal, like the sun and the moon, like what is the sun, not sun and moon. Moon is coming up, but not yet. That's 3 more. We have 3 more before
Hold on, Moon. We got you.
Uno momento. We'll be right there. But just like that, I love how you're saying, like, this can be the earth, and this can be like, what is the sun for you? What is regenerating? How to partner with what is regenerating? That's so beautiful, Issa.
Yeah.
And I also, when you were saying that, I was like, oh, the sun grows things, of course.
Yeah.
Right? Like the sun is what's growing us. And so I think the things that regenerate us are also the things that maybe grow us.
Yeah.
You know? So that was like a nice thing to think about too. Like, oh, this is the thing that grows me. This is, like who or what is that partner, is that collaborator, is that regenerative force,
Yeah. And just how you said that, like, the growing, I think through your growth, you have to heal. And even that, having that partnership with that healing, because without that healing, if you're not doing the work, then you can't grow. You're just kind of stuck.
Right.
You're like,
and I think that's what it's like, right? Without the solar energy, is that, then we get into that place of, it's like, I always think about, I can tell if a relationship isn't good for me because when I'm on the doorstep after I talked with them, I'm drained. I'm not revitalized by the experience. Not that every experience has to be revitalized.
Right.
But if I've been to their house like 4 times and every time I'm just like, oh, so I think that there's something about, just looking, not only just like, are my relationships regenerating, revitalizing, but are they growing me? Like if they're growing me, I usually feel really regenerated. Like, like you said, like these conversations are so energizing because, they're like, it's like, I'm a little seedling, and it's like, oh, the sun, and, so it just is so great. So, I think just being able to even identify, I don't know, I think maybe people are going too fast to be able to identify.
Yeah. I think so too. Are not knowing themselves enough to be aware of the emotions or feelings or the energy that they're taking in or taking on or feeling. Might be a part of it too, of not being able to identify. Again, it goes back to reconnecting with yourself, practicing that. It's every day. Have to do it every day. But the more you practice, the better you get, and you're able to identify the draining energy or the rejuvenating energy. And just being aware of, is that good for me, or is that bad for me? Because even that's something the universe is showing us, providing us, that we have to pay attention or listen to.
Is this nourishing, or is this tapping energy that I could be using to create something like the sun does, right? Like everything the sun touches is impacted. Like there, I mean, we know that because we're out in it, but it's, it's amazing. Like, I'll explain it this way. This is a thought that just came to me. Like, when I go outside, I do my prayer in the morning in the yard, and I've just watched all of these bare branches, like suddenly, right? Like, oh, all of a sudden, like it hasn't been like waiting there the whole time to open, but it's so amazing to watch. Like the leaves are just like, they're just opening, and all the flowers are, and in South Dakota, one of the things I love is, when I'm driving, there's those sunflowers.
Oh yeah.
Fields of sunflowers, and every one of those sunflowers faces the sun the whole day. I mean, they do this. They go,
yeah.
I never
and they go to sleep, and then they wake back up. Yeah.
Oh, totally do that. So it's just like, so they're just like regenerating and revitalizing, resting, regenerating, revitalizing, resting, and growing all of those seeds, and and all those seeds are going everywhere, full of energy, and eating the birds and the planet and the, so yeah, that's so fun to think of sunflowers.
It is. Yeah. And then it's like you want to be that sunflower.
I totally do.
Yeah. Because they grow, they get all their energy from the sun, they rest, and then they're even duplicating, and they're nourishing what is needed to be nourished. And so it's like you really want to be that sunflower.
Mm. Can I tell a little story
Yeah.
about the sunflower? There was a nymph that lived underneath a lake, and she was a water nymph, so she had never been above the water line before. And one day she came up onto a rock next to the lake, and she saw this big, beautiful, glorious orb that was in the sky. And she was so enchanted. And so she watched that beautiful orb, and it moved above her, and then it went away. And she was despondent. She was in terrible grief and so fearful she would never see it again. And so she waited and waited and waited, and it came back. And it came back, and it came back up, and it came over. And then again, it went away. And she was in despair. And she did this day after day for a while. And the creator said, "Oh my gosh, this is terrible." This is not her home. What are we going to do? She's, and so the creator went and talked to the sun and talked to the moon and talked to some of the other beings. And they said, "Oh, well, let's turn her into a sunflower. And she can always be with the sun."
Oh, thank you for sharing that. It's like the whole, what kept coming up for me was trust.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, I'm a trust that it's gonna come again, even though sad and confused, or didn't know if it was gonna come again, but trusted, and then it came, and that's just cute.
I love that story. And one of the things that my Basque teacher did, my beloved Angelus Arian did, was she would give me these 2 sunflower petals, and I'd put them in my little pouch to wear. And she would just say, "That's the sun that's come to earth. That's the sun that's come to earth." So it was a way to like have strength or carry strength.
Right.
I didn't realize, just talking to you now, is that I haven't realized how much like sunflowers really been in my life a lot. I'm like, oh my gosh, now that we're in this conversation about the order of things, the sunflowers is kind of cool for me. Yeah. For both of us, it sounds like.
Yeah. I have a lot of sunflower shirts.
I think I'm sick of you. It's so true. So the other thing that came up for me is passion, fire, right? The sun is just big, gigantic plasma ball of intensity. So just like passion, right? So I was just curious, maybe we could open that a little bit before we close our conversation.
Yeah, I have a lot of passion.
You do. It's 12.
I really tried. I used to be really scared of my passions and what I liked and how I wanted to grow with them, because I just wanted to be behind closed doors, I'm still like that.
Yeah.
But I know that I have to grow with my passion, and I have to grow with my passion. That's just it. I just have to grow with my passion and keep practicing how I want to use my passion and how I want to voice it. You know, one of my big passions is leading and guiding with my heart. And I really got to put a lot of passion into that. And I have to work and practice that even when it's scary.
Yeah.
When it's scary and when I feel uneasy. But I think, you know, just keep going and keep, just like the sun, you know, keep showing up, and it's still a big ball of fire.
It's true.
It's still there, you know, and so you just gotta show up and keep going. And I guess even have that fire within, that courage and that risk taking sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sometimes scary. Even just saying risk, I'm like, oh, you know.
You're like, okay, I'm not backing it up. I'm not backing it up.
Yeah. But just, you know, taking that risk and
oh, I love that, Issa.
and just me just now having that connection of the sun. Like it shows up still there. Still has that passion of, you know, still going. We need that sun. It's still generating. And
Generativity, right?
yeah, and we have to do that too as individuals with whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like when you were talking just now, I was like, oh, the power to shine. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that courage is like the power to shine. And how can we use that power to shine instead of using it to hide?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Because the sun isn't hiding. Sometimes it hides behind clouds or, you know, whatever it is.
Takes a minute.
But then it like comes and it's like, oh, there you are, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna fight through these clouds or whatever it is, and here I am. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to burn through those clouds.
Oh. Can you hear me? I think we froze. Oh my goodness. So, Char, I think something happened with her connection. Too much energy from the sun. uh, so, um, I do not know how to stop this. Oh, right here. Okay. So I'm going to stop the live. We may get back on. But I really think that something happened with her connection. Thank you for listening up until the mishaps with Wi-Fi. And I want to just say a closing. I found this on the web. I just want to say a closing little prayer for us as we get off. Wopila for bringing everybody in and guiding us as helpers. And I ask that you guide everybody that's listening, and I hope that everybody was able to have reflections and self-connections with our voices and our hearts, because we both lead with our hearts. And I ask that you watch over and protect Unchimaka, the sun, the moon, all the living things and humans. Protect them, guide them, give them good health and good energy. Wopila for everything that you have offered during this conversation. Madakyase. Thank you guys. Thank you, Char. Oh, she came back. Maybe. Hold on, let's see.
We
Let's
did
see.
it. We're still live.
I just prayed. I just did an ending prayer because I didn't know what we would do.
Love you. Yeah, that was perfect. My internet, it was so interesting. My internet went down the minute I started talking about being women and using our voices and being in our power.
I said too much energy was happening. But now I'm the host, I think. But do we want to? Oh no.
Oops, am I still there?
Wait, what's
Love
going
you.
on?
Yeah,
Hold
that
on.
was perfect.
Where are you?
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
I'm here, Amor. See, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you see me?
See, I can see you.
Okay. Do we want to stop it real quick?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. But just to close. Oops, am I
Hold
still
on.
there?
Wait.
Oh my gosh.
The energy is so crazy right now.
Wow.
This is a good example of energy coming through. It won't let me stop the hosting.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I will do it. And so let's work with generative energy, everybody. And
Yeah. We are not stopping.
Nope, we're going to be regenerative, and we're going to use our voices to create more warmth and better things in the world and more love, because we all need more love, and abundance of love and warmth. So
yes.
Great. So we'll see you next week for energy, right?
Yeah.
We're going to do energy. Energy is next. There's a lot of energy. So have a great week, you guys, and see you then. Oh, wow, that was amazing.
It was.